One more minute, I will wait. After that, I will start the class. Okay, let me start the class. We were actually discussing about lasers, in which I have actually already explained the major concepts of laser, such as expression for energy density of laser, the construction and working of carbon dioxide laser, and then I have explained construction working of semiconductor laser. These are the three important questions. And apart from that, in the offline class, I have explained about the requisites for laser action. Requisites are the materials such as excitation source, active media, and laser cavity. Okay, and then I have explained about condition for laser action. Condition for laser action is nothing but the logic behind lasing. There are two important conditions to achieve laser radiation. One is the population inversion, another one is the metastable state. Okay, and I have also explained what are the mechanisms whenever a radiation comes into contact with a material. Whenever radiation hits a material, there may be a possibility of induced absorption, there may be a stimulated emission, and also there will be a spontaneous emission. Okay, this is the consequence of interaction of radiation with matter. And then I have explained about different modes of vibrations of carbon dioxide molecule. Okay, now the last part of this module is the application of laser, and if I finish that, that will conclude the laser part of module 3. Okay, and in the next class I will do the problems on laser. Okay, please start reading, at least learn 2 derivations in laser: construction and working of semiconductor laser and carbon dioxide laser, and expression for what is that, expression for energy density. Okay, within in these 3, learn at least 2. Okay, and you have to learn 2 important questions from optical fiber. Okay, and that I think Anandram sir will cover that. Okay, and problems will also be there on lasers, and I will do that in the next class. Let me start the the class right now. In the last part, we are going to read about the applications of lasers. Okay, and there are actually 2 important applications which we focus. Okay, one is the of course the lasers application in defense, and the other one is the application of laser in medicines. Okay, let me explain the application of laser in medicine first. I hope you can see the slide. Let me show. Okay, I will explain application of laser in medicines. The first is laser in LASIK. Okay, LASIK is a surgical procedure to overcome myopia. Okay, myopia is nothing but inability of a person to watch the objects which are far away from him. Okay, the person can only see the nearest objects. That is known as myopia. Okay, and there is one more thing known as hyperopia, astigmatism, and presbyopia. I'm not a medical person to explain all these things in with very high clarity, but I must tell you these are the diseases related with the cornea, shape of the cornea. Okay, and the refractive index of the cornea will be altered, maybe because of genetic problems or because of some accidents, and hence there are these type of diseases related to eyes will be observed. Okay, and one can actually use ultraviolet laser to do a bloodless surgery on the retina, okay, sorry, on the cornea, okay, and permanently a permanent solution can be actually obtained, and the patient can actually uh, stop the usage of contact lenses or contact lenses are the what do you call that goggles, okay, and I have actually summarized this, okay, and this LASIK is also called as situ keratomyelitis, okay, very difficult to pronounce for me, and situ means in the place, okay, in the place of cornea, this type of surgery will be performed. Therefore, it is called as in situ keratomolysis. Okay, very difficult, and that is known as LASIK. And the ultraviolet radiation that is going to be used in this retina, this cornea surgery is having the wavelength of 193 nanometers. Okay, and I have written these many lines about LASIK. This is enough. Okay, you just go through once. They maybe ask you this question for 4 marks. You have to explain the application of laser in LASIK as well as in skin treatment. Okay, that also I have explained. In skin treatment, they make use of 2 methods. One is known as ablative laser treatment, and the second one is non-ablative laser treatment. I hope you know that with age, the skin starts to gain wrinkles, okay, but there are these 2 treatments which can actually damage the wrinkles and make the skin younger, okay. These are these type of treatment is very popular. I hope you might have seen very old heroines are still looking pretty young, and they have all undergone these type of laser skin treatment, okay. And coming back to particular case of ablative laser, for example, carbon dioxide laser is used in ablative laser treatment. Here, this is a very rigorous kind of surgery where uh, the radiation is made to fall deep into the skin. Okay, there is 2 parts in the skin. One is what do you call epidermis, and another one is the dermis. Okay, epidermis is nothing but the inner region of the skin, and dermis is the outer region. Okay, this ablative laser, what it do is it will evaporate the skin tissues, okay, up to epidermic region, okay, inner regions of skin, and therefore a very high amount of radiation is made to fall on the skin, and that laser will enter deep into the skin. And in this ablative laser, the treatment is very quick, but recovery is very slow, okay. Severe facial wrinkles, pigmentations can be removed using these ablative lasers. Okay, I have not gone into the technical details of it, which is very difficult to remember. I have actually seen some of the textbooks which has given very complicated explanation about these things, and I don't think you guys can swallow that. Therefore, I have given a very dilute version of skin treatment using laser. Okay, and this is a very high school level notes that I have given to make sure that you guys are not bothered about the technical terms of this. Okay, and the second treatment is the non-ablative laser treatment, and it is a very mild treatment, and heat will not go into the epidermis. Heat will only go to the dermis, the upper part. Okay, and in this actually the dermis protein is denatured by this non-ablative laser, for example, diode laser. Okay, and it actually stimulates the collagen synthesis. Collagen is the protein. I hope you know if you have read the biology. Okay, in chemistry also it is there. Collagen is the kind of protein which is present in the skin. Okay, and this non-ablative laser will actually denature this softly, and this will tighten the skin. Okay, if for very rigorous facial wrinkles, we have to use rigorous treatment of ablative laser. For mild kind of wrinkles, for tightening the skin, one has to use non-ablative lasers. Okay, that's it. I think this is enough about lasers in skin treatment. Okay, I have given it in a page. I have already shared with you guys. Please read this out and omit it out in the examination. Okay, I don't mind if you don't write the technical terms. Okay, and there is one more specific use of this laser is there in defense. Okay, that I will explain and conclude this laser part. Okay, here you can see, sorry, just a moment. Here there is a application of laser in defense. Okay, and I mean, this part is also very important. They will be very particular in asking the question. They might ask you to write the application of laser in medicine or in defense. Okay, don't interchange your answers. In the defense, the laser is used to find out the distance between enemy vehicles and their headquarters. Okay, for example, in this diagram you can see there. Okay, here there is an enemy tank. Okay, the enemy tank, you have to now find out the distance between this enemy tank and this check post. Okay, this is the check post. Now you will throw some laser radiation, okay, towards this enemy tank, and the light will reflect back from that enemy tank. You have to note down the time of this return. Okay, you have to measure the time taken by the light to travel up to that vehicle and come back to your observatory. Okay, and you know what is the velocity of laser? It is again 3 lakh meters per second, right? Or 3 kilometers per second. Now here one can use Nd:YAG laser. This is a type of laser. Okay, don't afraid of this name. Nd:YAG laser is a particular type of solid state laser. Okay, and by measuring the time taken by the laser to travel up to the vehicle tank and return back to the observatory will give us the distance of enemy tank from the headquarters. Okay, this is known as range finder. I hope in war movies you might have heard the word saying 180 meters, 120 meters from the base, like that, right? And that was actually done using this laser pathfinder. Okay, they will throw the light and they will collect the reflected light, and the time taken will be calculated, and they know the velocity, and clearly distance can be calculated. Okay, that is the simple procedure they make use, and that's it. You have to write this much about application of laser in defense. And there is one more application I have given. Okay, that is application of laser in compact disc. Okay, that this application is now removed in the syllabus. Okay, don't bother about it. Actually, laser can also be, I mean, laser is used to read the CDs. I hope you know what is the meaning of CD, compact disc, right? Compact disc actually is the collection of pits, okay, on the top of aluminum, okay, which is actually mounted on the polycarbonate plastic. Aluminum strip is actually damaged according to the audio and video signal, and laser light is made to fall on these pits. Okay, and measuring the pattern of bouncing of this laser from the pits, one can actually obtain the electrical and audio signals back. This is known as reading of compact disc. Okay, and therefore to read this, laser has been actually inserted in your CD readers and in your laptops. Okay, but this is not required for the examination. Forget about it. Okay, use of this laser in the compact disc is not there. Therefore, I will tell you to read only application of laser in defense and application of laser in medicinal field, actually medical treatments. These are the two things you have to read, and this completes the syllabus. Okay, I mean this completes the syllabus for the second internals. Okay, laser syllabus, and I hope Anand Ram sir is taking the optical fiber, and both of these things, lasers and optical fibers, will be there in the internals. Okay, now I just want to summarize what you have to read, and what will be the important questions from the point of view of internals. Okay, the first important question is the interaction of radiation with matter. Whenever radiation interacts with matter, you will find induced absorption, you will find spontaneous emission, and also you will find stimulated emission. Okay, these three things you have to write for maybe 5 marks. Okay, then next important question is expression for energy density in terms of Einstein coefficients. Okay, uh, please practice this derivation. This is very, very important. I am repeating again. And then I have discussed about requisites for laser system. Requisites for laser system. This question will be there for 4 marks. Let me tell you once again. Requisites means materials required to build the laser system. What are the materials? We require a excitation source, we require a active medium, we require a laser cavity. Okay, excitation source may be a electrical excitation source or optical excitation source, such as external light. Okay, and active medium is nothing but the material which gives out laser, for example carbon dioxide, and the laser cavity is the envelope, or it is the vessel into which active medium is actually fitted. And the laser cavity is designed in such a way that these are the two ends which contains mirrors. The light which reflects from these mirrors should undergo constructive interference, and you should get a laser light. And this is the relation between the wavelength of the laser emitted and the length of the laser cavity. Okay, or the distance between the two mirrors. Okay, and the next 4 marks question I have actually answered is the condition for laser action. This is the logical conditions that should one achieve to obtain this laser action. One is the population inversion condition, and the other one is the metastable state. Okay, and what is population inversion? It is the phenomena of having more number of atoms in the excited state than in the ground state. And what is the meaning of metastable state? It is a excited state which has higher lifetime than the ordinary excited state. Okay, and that is very important to get stimulated emissions. Okay, this is also for 4 marks. And then I have given some explanation about population inversion in the notes. Please read this carefully. After that, the other important question for 4 mark is the different modes of vibrations in carbon dioxide molecule. As I have already said, we have to make sure what are the different energy levels available in a given material. Okay, there are 3 important energy levels we have to understand about carbon dioxide molecule. One is the symmetric stretching energy level, other one is the asymmetric stretching energy level, and the third one is the bending energy level. Okay, these are the 3 types of vibrational motion actually performed by the carbon dioxide molecule. Each vibration will correspond to one energy. Okay, this question will be asked independently. Okay, there is a one more important question from carbon dioxide laser, that is you have to explain working and construction of carbon dioxide laser. In that part you need not to write all this answer. They will be specific about different modes of vibration in carbon dioxide, then you have to answer this. Okay, then the next important question is the construction and working of carbon dioxide laser. Okay, again I have started with the principle. The carbon dioxide laser acts on the principle of stimulated emission of radiation. I have already said nitrogen molecule is mixed with carbon dioxide molecule, and in the nitrogen molecule the first excited state of nitrogen molecule is a metastable state. Okay, whenever we supply energy using electrodes, I will insert cathode and anode inside the laser cavity. When I supply very high voltage, electrons from cathode starts to move towards the anode. While moving towards anode, they will hit the nitrogen molecules, and nitrogen molecule will go to the metastable state. Now this high kinetic energy nitrogen molecule, when collides with the ground state carbon dioxide molecule, there is a transfer of energy takes place, that is known as resonance transfer of energy. Okay, the nitrogen molecule transfers entire its energy to the carbon dioxide molecule, and carbon dioxide molecule will go to the excitation, metastable state, and hence we achieve population inversion. Okay, this is the mechanism. And I have also said that the mirrors are arranged, there is a booster window provided in the laser cavity which will make the light falling on the mirror at Brewster angle, and Brewster angle is the angle of reflection or angle of incidence at which all the radiation will be polarized, will get polarized. Therefore the whatever light coming out of this carbon dioxide laser is a polarized beam of laser radiation. Okay, that is the use of this Brewster window. Brewster window is nothing but it is a window which actually makes the light to fall on the mirror at Brewster angle, and any radiation which falls on the mirror at Brewster angle will get polarized. Okay, that's it. This is all about the construction of laser light. And then in the working part, we know that, I have already explained, right? The nitrogen molecule will go to the metastable state and it will transfer its energy to the carbon dioxide molecule, and carbon dioxide will go to the excited state which is very near to this metastable state, and hence from this metastable state it will do two transition, one towards the symmetric stretch energy level E4 and another towards this bending energy level. Okay, and this transition will give us 10,000 angstrom radiation which is in IR region, and this transaction E5 to E3 will give us 9.6 micrometer or 9,600 angstrom IR radiation. Okay, this is how actually this energy level diagram works. You have to practice this. Okay, now I have also explained semiconductor laser. This is also again important for 8 marks. Again, it also works on the principle of stimulated emission of light radiation. Sorry, simulated emission of light radiation by recombination of electrons in the N region with holes in the P region. Okay, in the semiconductor laser, what we do is we actually fuse N-type material with the P-type material, and in the N-type material, the Fermi level lays inside the conduction band. In the P-type material, Fermi level lays in the valence band. Okay. Now, also you have to remember conduction band in the P level is slightly above than the conduction band in the N section. Okay. Now, in the N section, this entire conduction band is filled with electrons, and this valence band in the P section is populated with the holes. These electrons naturally comes back to the ground state, that is nothing but the Fermi energy level in the P section, and recombines with the holes. when this recombination takes place, light will be emitted. Okay, this is all about semiconductor laser. Okay, I am just repeating this. Semiconducting laser is a very small device. 1 mm square is this. Okay, p-type square is actually made to sit on n-type square, and in the junction region, and in this junction region we will get the laser beam out. Okay, and you can see this p-n junction is connected in forward bias. P region is connected to positive, n region is connected to negative of the battery. Okay, that's it. You just read and try to reproduce the answer. I have already explained it. And the wavelength emitted by this radiation is typically of the order of 8400 angstrom. Okay, lambda is equal to hc by g eg, where eg is the band gap. Okay, this length, this energy difference is known as eg. Okay, and wavelength emitted lambda is equal to hc divided by eg. That's it. Okay, just remember this formula. And I have given some general applications of laser. General applications such as field of medicines, material processing, and then energy resource, 3D photography, and in defense. Okay, these are the general applications. Among them, I have explained application of laser in defense as well as application of laser in eye surgery such as LASIK, and application of laser in skin treatment. Okay, this finishes this laser chapter. Very difficult 3 questions are there. You require at least 1 hour per question. Okay, you have to study it very carefully with high concentration. Okay, if you don't concentrate, they will become very difficult. You have still maybe 12 days time. Okay, in the next class I will do the problems. Till then you have 12 days. Please learn 2 derivation per day. You will finish this physics very easily. Okay, practice. There is no other way of getting marks. Okay, now I think I must wind up this class. Thank you very much for participating in the class, and in the next class I will do the problem part of laser, and later we will move to the last module of the physics syllabus, that is module 5, characterization. Thank you very much. I will stop the class right now, and as usual I again say, if you are not able to attend the class, please ask me to take additional classes. I can do additional classes in offline mode. Don't panic. Okay, you can ask me whatever whatever you have not understood. Okay, thank you very much.